Disturbed Macarena mashup. I don't know what it's ruining for me. I don't think anything. I don't think it's improving anything for me. I don't think it's ruining anything for me, but I'm a sucker.
It's nice to know it exists.
For the Bill McClintock mashups. Between him and... Yeah, between him and DJ Cummerbund, we're awash in... it's an embarrassment of riches there with all the mashups. I'm getting messages, of course, from all of our East Coast bureau chiefs now on the iHeartRadio app about New York water and how fantastic it is.
You're incorrect about New York City water. It's some of the best in the country. It all comes down from the Catskills. It's very clean. If it's rusty, it's just because the building it's from or the pipe.
Just from the pipe. Okay.
Alan, it's Mark from Bayonne. Just so you know, New York water comes from upstate. It is wonderful, delicious water. And I called you a half-wit last week. You're a whole-wit. Bye now.
There's Mark in Bayonne. I'm going to be in Jersey next week. Huh? Yeah.
I feel like that's an upgrade.
A whole wit. No, I like half-wit. That's funnier.
So, I'm confused. Why would they have water coming from upstate New York when they have the ocean surrounding New York City?
Bill, do you want to take this one?
They don't have. It's international water, so they can't use it. What do you know what ocean water is made of?
That's salt water.
And
stuff.
But yes, it is salt water.
Okay.
Do you know that you can't drink salt water?
Yeah, but they have filters for that, and they have water treatment facilities. They have, like, why do they have to... even if they're not getting it from the ocean surrounding it, why do they have to get it from upstate?
Because it's fresh water. They have like a couple dozen reservoirs up there, and they have lakes that are controlled.
Okay, I was going to say...
have you ever heard of the Catskill Aqueduct?
No.
Okay, you know where the Catskills are?
No.
Okay, well...
All right.
It brings water from the Catskill Mountains, which is further up in New York, down to the city. I don't think it connects in one of the 5 boroughs. I don't remember which one, but that's where it comes from.
Where does that water go? Does that pour out into the ocean? Is there like a big sewage area? Like, what happens to that water?
I assume it goes into another reservoir. And then there's a series of aqueducts and, goes into another reservoir, and then that would feed the city tunnels. That's what I assume. Okay, I'm not a plumber. Plumbers get all mad at me. You guys are talking about... Yeah, I'm not a plumber. I don't know. I know how reservoirs and aqueducts work, but I don't even live in New York.
I didn't know. New York, I just feel like they were resourceful. I'm like, okay, why have a reservoir when you have a whole, ocean bank area?
Because they're not going to desalinate the water. I mean, that's such a massive undertaking. That's why when people are like, what, some people's oversimplified answer to the water crisis is like, just desalinate the water. People go, gee, why didn't we think of that? Thanks. Because it's such it's such a complex and expensive issue that,
Well, then that makes sense. But I just figured New York, they have like islands dedicated to certain things for the city. I didn't know if they had like an island that was just like a water treatment plant or like a reservoir or whatever. They have a bunch of islands over there.
Right. But it's also not because it's international water.
I don't
like that. I mean,
I was.
He was trying to throw me off.
Yeah. I know he was.
Make me look stupid,
no,
Bill.
that was good. No, you made yourself look stupid. He didn't do anything. He blames you.
Is there any place in the world,
Mister? I haven't drove in a long time or whatever.
Is there any place in the world where they are actually using that process of desalinating the ocean water to try and make it fresh water?
Yeah, I think in smaller batches there are. I'm sure there are places around that are doing it. But
because it really is going to be essential to do that at some point.
Well,
no matter how much it costs.
That's why the water wars are gonna come to the Great Lakes region.
Mm.
That's why when the climate refugees are all going to come to this part of the country.
And then my lakefront condo's gonna just
It's going to quintuple in value.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, you'll
we'll
have
get
to
our
have
damn
it.
Hyperloop.
You'll have to have it reinforced with, bulletproof whatevers. What?
It's high enough.
I said then maybe we'll get our damn Hyperloop once more people get here.
And it's not happening.
Hyperloop, yeah.
Man, that
No,
seems
there
so
are
exciting.
there are coastal states that have desalination, but when people talk about it like as a nationwide project, that's a whole other situation.
But, I mean, like a state like California where they constantly are.
They do it in
having
California,
droughts, but
yeah,
are
in
they doing
Florida.
it enough?
Don't
yeah,
know.
but then you're
They
also
need to
stealing all the ocean water. You can't just be taking hundreds of thousands of gallons of water out of the
Yes, you
oceans.
can.
Yeah.
75% of the world's water. They're going to be fine if you're
Yeah,
taking
that's
out of the
enough.
ocean. It's just that it's prohibitively expensive, and nobody wants to spend the money on that scale because you're dealing with people in charge who think climate change is all made up in the first place. So they're like, well, figure it out.
Okay.
It's just really expensive. But Florida does it, and California does it, and I think Texas has some. And but for people that are like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to look into it more because they're like, well, we got to figure something out. I'm sure they're building more of those plants as we speak. But I know that for a long time, the issue was that they were just so expensive. But then you see like, oh, Lake Mead is out of water, which is the nation's, biggest reservoir. So, yeah, I don't know. Why don't they use that thing from Waterworld? Remember Waterworld?
I love Waterworld.
Oh, God.
I think that was a very underrated movie. I
I
thought it was
think,
a lot
didn't
of
I
fun.
buy that for one of you?
I think it was perfectly rated
I liked it.
as a terrible movie.
I liked it. I thought it
That
was-
short span in 2019 where I was bringing home road gifts.
I did not
Now you
get
bought
a
me a
DVD
dirty
of
pair of
Waterworld.
shoes.
I bought you shoes because you like shoes.
Yeah, but I don't like those shoes.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, Bill.
I'm not a beggar.
Except that you are. And
I beg for nothing.
maybe I just took a picture of it. I thought I brought you, Alan,
I think you
Waterworld.
sent a picture of it.
Okay.
No, I
It
don't.
was a
have
VHS.
I do not have a VHS of Waterworld. I can tell
Okay,
you
then
that.
I definitely just took a picture because I went to a.
I saw it in the theater with about 6 other people. I was like, oh my God.
I went to
It
a
was terrible.
church like community not thrift store what garage sale. It was like
Mm-hmm.
a community garage sale at a church, and I saw that and I was like, oh man, I should buy this, but I didn't.
Why can't we all just use the Matt Damon straw for the? I got a bunch of those Life Water straws. I got a bunch of them in my bug out bag.
I don't even know what
You
that
can
is.
put them in the grossest water there is and suck it through this straw, and it'll filter everything out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There are different kinds, but I think that's the kind I've got is the Life Water straw.
Does that stuff in that bag expire?
Nope.
Never. There's no expiration date.
I think by definition there's not supposed to be.
Well, that's what I mean.
The stuff
It's
that
like
I have
every
doesn't
5 or
expire.
10 years, you have to make sure you use it. No. Okay.
We would do that when I was a kid. We'd have, like, every 3 years, we'd have these, what do we call them? But we had emergency preparedness bags that had canned goods and stuff, and we'd swap it out
Yeah.
every few years.
Because you guys thought the end of the world was coming all the time.
Well, it's
right?
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, it's part of the Mormon
So-
thing, right? Is stay
Well,
prepared.
These are the
and-
latter days.
Right. Who are the Latter-day Saints?
They are, right?
I was. I'm booted now.
Oh, you
I'm no
guys
longer-
are the
yeah,
saints.
yeah.
All the members of the church.
Members of the church.
But then who were the former day saints?
The people from the past.
Well,
The-
then
the
but
Bible guys.
But the past is always behind us. So how do
No,
you determine
not in this. The past is in front of you.
How do you-
as a Mormon?
how do you delineate between former and Latter-day Saints?
I don't know. Just,
Because you were alive.
Whoever's around now. I
You
don't know.
were alive yesterday.
Yeah.
So you
But he's
are
not
a.
dead.
But these
He's
are
a
the latter days because there was the Jesus times, and then he's going to come back in the latter days, and that's now, I guess.
BC. No, AD.
Yes, Anthony Davis.
Anything
I like
AD
his chips.
is Anthony. I gotta go.
Anferny.
Anything AD is latter day. Anything after Jesus died. Is that what it is? Bill?
Joseph Smith didn't show up until the 70s or something.
1800s.
1800s.
It's a
The 19th century.
Yeah. Well, that's when
It's
that's when the latter days.
Well, I was going to say
begun.
the whole
Yeah.
religion is Latter Day.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's why it's called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So it's not a construction term. It's not LADDER.
No, that's what I thought as a kid. I was like, when is Latter Day?
This is why
church is so boring, but Latter Day is going to be so fun.
It's going to be.
Anytime you go up a ladder as a kid, it's always a good time because there's going to be a slide or, a tree house with some porn in it. Very exciting.
This is why my dad's in construction. Mm-hmm. Now I get it. The porn in a tree house. Oh. By the way, speaking of porn, thanks a lot, Supreme Court.
No, what'd they do this time?
Another unintended consequence in this whole Roe v. Wade mishigas is nothing but unintended consequences. We all knew what the intended consequences were, but the unintended consequences are that people are so scared now, it's basically killed the cream pie in porn.
Sorry, guys.
Which is, you may or may not know, one of the most popular search terms on pornography websites. People love the cream pie.
Like oatmeal?
For the uninitiated among you, it's when a guy finishes inside his scene partner. But more and more women are like, nope. Because if I can't get, obviously people are tested and they take birth control and all that.
Right.
That's not 100%. So now they have more and more actresses in porn. They're like, I'm not even doing it anymore. Not doing it.
Why would you?
Why would you? So thanks a lot, Brett Kavanaugh.
Didn't Killed the Cream Pie open incarceration this year?
Shut up, Mary.
He's going through something.
I can see that. He's very upset. Very upset.
I know his genre.
Come on. Supreme Court killed the cream pie in porn. Like that song from the 80s.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it went.
So, yeah. Enjoy whatever you like. There are more and more actresses in porn that aren't going to do these scenes anymore. And even more, now, the second half I'm a big fan of. Some of them are going, I'm not doing any scenes with guys anymore. I'm just going to do girl scenes. Because I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to be around anything that's going to get me pregnant.
No, I thought it was going to lead to more of the ACP.
There may be some of that, yes. But that is predicated on girls who do the A to begin with. They don't all. And by the way, girl scenes, this comes down to monetizing your career. Because girl scenes pay less money.
They do?
Yes, in straight porn, girl scenes pay less money.
I didn't know that.
They want you getting railed by a dude. So, these actresses are like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't need, and a bunch of these actresses, I was reading an article, they were talking to a bunch of them, they're like, I've had an abortion before, and thank God, because I didn't want to have a porn baby, or it wasn't the right time, or whatever. Saved my life. Of course, because it's healthcare. Everything we said was going to happen with the overturning of Roe v. Wade has happened, and so
really fast.
So much more quickly than anybody thought it was going to happen. Now, the people who wanted this overturned couldn't care less. They want women to die in Utah. They're like, no, if it's going to kill you, we're still going to let you die. See if the kid, So, whatever. But when you start messing with people's pornography,
that's when people get
That's
angry.
when people go, oh, I didn't know this was going to... Oh, you didn't? By the way, on the subject of Desus and Mero, R.I.P., the Kid Mero once held the world, and I knew Bill would love this. He once held the world record for the longest kazoo solo.
Oh, still got a few months to take care of my New Year's resolution, which was to learn to play the kazoo.
Yep.
That was your New Year's resolution?
Yeah.
Except that's one of your least favorite drops of mine is the kazoo.
I do. That's why I want to learn to play it so that I can give you a new drop that I enjoy.
Oh, no, I'll never take yours. I'll always play this. This is me. I chopped up the Kid Mero.
Longest kazoo?
Yeah.
Actually, that's it. It's as long as it ever had to be.
That's right. Yeah.
Have you even attempted? Do you own a kazoo yet?
No, I got time.
Have you attempted to own a kazoo? They're probably not hard to procure. I mean, you
They might
attempt
be.
to own one.
They probably make really nice
You
metal
just go
ones.
buy one. I bet they got them in those filthy Dollar General stores in South Euclid.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, if I don't get it done this year, there's always next year.
That's a great way to make a resolution.
There's always next year.
I might try something. Probably not.
What's your New Year's resolution? Which year? Because if I don't do it this year, it might be next year.
Called rollover.
Like old cell minutes?
in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I didn't make a New Year's resolution this year, I don't think.
Well, then I don't see why you are picking apart my New Year's resolution when you don't
You're
even
not even
have
going to
one.
do it.
You
What's the
don't-
point of making it as the exact... Making it and not caring if you get it done is the exact same thing as not doing one.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Because if I do it, then I did it.
But you're not
And
going to.
you've done nothing.
Okay. You're right. It's been a horrible year for me. I've done nothing.
What if your resolution...
Nothing you said you were going to do.
I didn't say I was going to do anything. So I've
That's what I'm
actually
saying.
exceeded any expectations I've set by like tenfold.
No, because you have to set a goal to accomplish the goal. So you have...
But by
There's-
not setting a goal, I accomplish everything.
doesn't
Getting
even
out of
make
bed in
any
the
sense.
morning. Getting out of bed in the morning is an accomplishment if you didn't set a goal.
That's not how that works.
That's how depression is, yeah.
Well, I know how
Look it up.
Listen,
Bro, look it up.
Don't tell me how depression works. I was born in depression.
No, that's Alan. You're thinking of the 50s.
Do you think the Great Depression was in the,
The
50s?
20s. I know it was
He
the
said
20s.
in
Was
depression,
it? Was
not
it in the
The
20s?
Great Depression was in the 20s.
He said
It was
in...
right around World War
He
I.
said in depression, not in the depression, smartass.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
The Great Depression was like 1924, wasn't it?
No, it was the 30s.
Are you sure?
Like the very end of the 20s going into the 30s.
The stock market crash was in
yeah.
1929,
Okay.
right? So that's what
so
precipitated
the 30s.
And then the Dust Bowl
the
was
decade following,
Yeah.
right? The Roaring 20s
led to the...
The
led
Great
to
Depression in the
30s.
30s.
That's right.
Got it.
very, very depressing.
And then World War II. And then Alan was born.
But why would he say he was born in the depression? He said he was born in depression.
I thought it was a cute way of like his mental health. I was born in the Depression.
No, Mary. Go back to fighting with him. Don't fight with me.
I'm just saying.
Not fighting. I'm just making a point that I set a New Year's resolution, and I still have a chance to accomplish it. Mary didn't set one, so she can't accomplish it.
That's not true. By not setting it, I already accomplished it. I've done more
you
than
can't
you.
prove a negative.
Yes, you can.
You can't disprove a negative.
Exactly. It's what we're saying the same thing here.
What if your New Year's resolution, although unspoken, was just to maintain your sobriety?
Boom. That's every day. One day at a time, babe. That's all we can do.
He's mad that you didn't enumerate a New Year's resolution.
I know.
I didn't either.
I'm not mad about it, but she's trying to talk shrimp about my New Year's resolution.
I'm not talking, not the
You're-
resolution itself, your lack of interest in completing it.
I didn't say I have a lack of interest. I just said I might not get around to it.
There was some
You know how
paperwork
hard
involved.
it is to learn to play a kazoo? It
Takes like 15
minutes.
seconds.
It takes minutes.
You literally just put your lips on and go, and then that's it. You
Well,
did it.
that's blowing into a kazoo. That's not playing a kazoo.
I'm going to master it.
A kazoo does take some time. You don't master anything immediately. You got to put in your 10,000 hours with the kazoo.
It's not even 10,000 hours left in the year. You can't even do it.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do. You don't know what other kazoo experience I have
None.
either. I've kazooed.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to
And
take it one
scene.
step further, and I'm going to kazoom.
No one's coming to that show. A kazoo,
A kazoom show.
show?
A kazoom, a zoom, a zoom.
No, this is a hobby. This isn't something I'm trying to monetize. I'm just trying to better myself and have, a little bit more culture in my life.
This is a side hustle on his YouTube channel, is the kazoom sessions.
But for the record, if you don't get around to bettering yourself this year, there's always next year. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay.
Unless I die.
So then it's not a goal.
I was
Okay.
going to say,
And
there's
if
a,
I do,
there's
I
a
think
huge
we know
if.
who the number one suspect is.
There's a huge if.
I'm not going to kill you.
I didn't say it was you,
You're right.
but
Listen.
I feel like it is now. It's a really majestic instrument.
Especially when there's piano accompaniment.
It's not
Listen.
a play at your funeral,
Whose?
Bill.
Kazoo because it's Depression era music. Yeah. Let me give you these tickets to see Highly Suspect. They're on their Midnight Demon Club tour. And I'll bring them to the world-famous Agora end of September. Tuesday, the 27th. If you dig Highly Suspect, and I do, be caller 10, and I'll give you a pair to be there. AgoraCleveland.com for whatever else. 216-578-1007 to win the tickets. Or 800-348-1007.